To another big story of the weekend, and today too. Olympics chiefs have decided not to impose a blanket ban preventing all of Team Russia from taking part in Rio. Instead, each sport's global governing body will decide on a case-by-case basis, all within the next 11 days before the start of the Games. Russian athletes will have to prove that they're clean and that they have been tested by, quote, reliable international anti-doping agencies. It was also announced that any Russian athlete who's ever faced sanctions for doping will not be able to take part in the upcoming Games. According to the president of the International Olympic Committee, all competitors deserve a chance to prove their innocence and avoid being collectively punished.
Natural justice requires that an individual must at least have the chance to rebut these allegations and this reversal of the presumption of innocence.
However, not everyone is pleased with the words of Thomas Bach and with the decision of the Olympic Committee. A number of national anti-doping agencies and sports officials have criticised what they see as a lack of leadership. The World Anti-Doping Agency, which has been investigating drug violations in Russia, has expressed its disappointment and said that the decision will result in a lack of harmonisation and potential challenges. Well, the Institute of National Anti-Doping Organization slammed Olympics chiefs for failing to do, quote, the right thing. And in the US, the move was dubbed a blow to the rights of clean athletes. Prior to the crucial decision, the Olympic Committee came under a lot of pressure, both from sports bodies and the media. Some outlets were directly campaigning for the IOC to ban Russia from the Games altogether. With more, here's our Ilya Petrenka.
It was a weekend of sleepless nights for every member of Team Russia waiting for their Olympic fate to be decided. While it was up to the IOC to make the final call, the decision-making process happened right behind these walls. Some journalists couldn't resist getting involved.
Russia does not comprehend rational intellectual discussion. Dazzled by the prospect of medals, with all the attendant self-reflected glory, and fearful of the consequences of challenging Putin's status quo, it just sinks deeper into the pitiful swamp of victimhood.
The Mail Online on Saturday night, long before the official announcement, buried the Russian squad's chances with this headline, citing well-placed sources.
The IOC's bombshell decision is likely to enrage Mr. Putin, but it is unclear whether he and other Russian dignitaries will boycott the Games.
Germany's Bild wrote, whatever the ruling, they will exempt the Russian results from the medal table, and their results will be declared null and void by the tabloid. But back to Britain, for those who were most eager to interfere, the Times came up with an open letter for the IOC. Please ban Russia from the Rio Games.
We ask that you ban the entire Russian team from the Rio 2016 Olympics. It is time to take a stand against the institutionalized doping that would otherwise pollute the Games. Now is not a time for half measures. It is a time to stand up to cheats and uphold the reputation of the greatest sporting show on earth.
It was signed by politicians and sports elite like 11-time Paralympic champion Baroness Gray Thompson. It is sad that there could be clean athletes banned, but that's what happens when cheats compete. And there is a likelihood that other sports in Russia are involved. Sad likelihood. Those exact words make all the difference. The Olympic Committee's members chose to find a balance between collective punishment and individual responsibility. The authors of the letter didn't bother. And the first person to attack the IOC's boss, Thomas Bach, for trying to be fair to clean Russian athletes was a Times journalist.
Are you aware, Mr. Bart, that this decision is going to be viewed by a lot of people in the media and in sport as actually the IOC failing to protect clean athletes? And you don't seem to be taking any strict action against Russia at all.
No, this is not about expectations. This is about doing justice to clean athletes all over the world. These may not please everybody, and I have seen that the Times has started a campaign for a different result, but still the result today is one which is respecting the rules of justice.
I thought we could expect more decency and impartiality from the likes of the Times. I mean, they are the ones who claim to set examples for everyone else.
People like the approach of the Times. In news, it tries to give a straight account, so people make up their own minds. A lot of other papers are more slanted now, partially because of the competitive nature of journalism.
I don't think that it's the media's place to make these calls when all the evidence isn't in. Journalists' job is to observe and report the facts. On the other hand, it's also the job of the IOC to ignore external factors. It's up to them to solely weigh this decision, and let's hope that they do exactly that and ignore everybody else and make the decision themselves in light of the facts and the Olympic Charter itself.
Let's get a reminder now of our breaking news story, that of a shooting in the U.S. state of Florida. Local police have said that 2 males have been killed in a nightclub in Fort Myers, that tourist hotspot on the west coast of the state. Up to 17 others, we believe, are hurt. The club was hosting a teens night for youngsters. It's also being reported that children as young as 13 may have been caught up in the shooting. We do not know the ages of those 2 people, we believe, who were killed. 1 individual has been arrested in connection with the killings. A manhunt is now underway as police continue to search for suspects. Just around 5:25 now in Florida. So America just waking up, the East Coast, in a number of hours' time to another deadly gun attack on the East Coast of the U.S. Sophie Shevardnadze is hearing about the roots and the rise of America's Black Lives Matter movement next here on 24/7 RT International. Stay with us.